I say, how you doing today? How you doing today? I am your host, Lacey G. Soldier Turner, and today I got a very special guest with me. He been doing a lot of things, great things in the community. We got the amazing, wonderful, talented Stefan West. Man, welcome to the platform.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me, my brother. Appreciate it.
No problem, no problem. So before we get into what I want to talk about, could you let the people know where were you born and raised, and how was your upbringing as a child?
Okay. So, born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. I grew up between Walnut Park and Country Club Hills area. Uh, Man, I had a really good childhood, man. I can't complain. I grew up. I got two younger brothers. I grew up with. I actually got a lot of siblings, but I found them later in life.
Okay.
But really close knit family, humongous family. Grandmother was the matriarch. She had 13 kids on one side, and grew up in the church, of course, like a lot of us did.
Definitely.
Uh, yeah, man. I mean, I don't have no complaints about my childhood. I love my city. I love everything about the town. Man, I could go on and on talking.
Well, look, speaking of that though, let me ask for anybody who's never been to St. Louis, they hear about the murder capital, people they scared to come here. For anybody who's never been to St. Louis, what can you tell them about St. Louis?
Uh, I could say that St. Louis is actually, I like to call it a small town with big city aspirations because a lot of us are connected in some way.
Mhm.
That's one thing that I noticed about St. Louis, that I've been to a ton of cities across the country, and St. Louis people are so connected. Like, for instance, we may know each other from another aspect of our life, whether that be work, whether we got a cousin, a family member that used to talk to somebody, or a cousin that's related to a cousin. We
Mhm.
are really, really a close knit town and community, and I think that that's one of the things that I loved about growing up here was that it was such a close knit community and in a small town in a sense. We're a city, but it's still very, very small. I mean, you start asking people what high school they went to, and then you like, oh, I know somebody, and it's really just it's a beautiful thing, and I think we got to get back to that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Facts. And look, me and Stefan, we still alive. Yeah, so come on.
Yeah, we still here. Facts. Facts.
Come visit. But that stuff I saw, see you've been doing your thing. I see that you are a business owner at STL Mobile Notary Service. So how did you start that? How did that come about?
Oh man, the notary business came about because so I started out doing community work, basically ballot initiatives, working campaigns, canvassing, doing stuff like that around the city. And I ended up moving up in that company that I started with, and all of the management had to be notaries, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing that work for a few years, and then COVID hit. When COVID hit,
Yeah.
we lost our contract, so I couldn't find work. And there was a good brother by the name of Andre Hatchett. He owns this company called the Notary Business School, and I was already in tune with him via through Dr. Boyce Watkins, which is a mutual connection that we had, and he was saying that he could teach you how to start your own business. And I was like, hey, that's right on time. And I ain't gonna even stunt. We we got them stimulus checks, right?
Mm-hmm.
I knew they was coming. I said, you know what? When I get that stimulus check, I'm gonna go on and invest in myself. And I know a lot of people went out and bought Louis, Gucci, Prada, all that. I went out and I saw that the good brother had put his it was perfect timing too. He put his courses on sale. Oh man,
He said, "Hey, that ain't even a word."
I spent that stimulus check so quick on that, and I learned the notary. See, I was already a notary, but I didn't have the confidence and the know-how and the knowledge to go out and do loan closings and all these other type of general notary work jobs. And I learned from that guy, and I've been doing it ever since. And that's really my main source of income these days.
Nice, nice. So I want to talk about something else that I feel super strongly about that I see that you're the founder of Black Wall Street Challenge. Can you tell people about that and what that is? Because I thought looking up that, I thought that was very powerful.
Sure, man. I love to, man. Actually, the black, I like to say I'm the co-founder because I'm borrowing the name Black Wall Street.
Mhm.
You know, we're in St. Louis, so we with St. Louis, we had our own Black Wall Street too. It was in East St.
Right,
Louis. A lot of people
right,
don't know that.
yeah,
So I actually am borrowing that name, and I like to say I'm the co-founder because it's a mindset that we have already, as black people, we that's how we had to move and conduct ourselves because after slavery, we could only shop with each other. And
right.
what that did was that generated a lot of black wealthy people. And so I like to say co-founder, and I'm just borrowing that name to kind of give reverence to the people and the lives that were lost all over the country that lived in similar communities. So it all came about around. I know you remember because you're from St. Louis. Remember the Mike Brown situation that happened back in 2015?
Of course.
We had an officer by the name of Darren Wilson that killed an unarmed young black brother by the name of Mike Brown Jr. If you guys don't know about it, look into it. But that was a pivotal point in my life. It was I was going through so many different things, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and when that incident happened, I remember them constantly replaying this clip of like young people going and looting and taking stuff out of stores, and it was just it was so negative. They took the situation and tried to almost like flip it back on us and like see how these people act.
Mhm.
It was like one of them type of things, and I just kind of felt disgusted with TV and the internet at that time. I stopped watching the news, and the same year, excuse me, it was the Honorable Minister Farrakhan was doing his 20 something year reunion to the Million Man March, and all this stuff was going on in the world. The Mike Brown stuff. I knew the Million Man March was coming up, and I just that kind of like changed me because I was like, wow. For the first time, I went to that actually with some brothers of good brothers of mine that I know here, and we went, and it shifted my mindset so much because I'm not a Muslim, but it was just the impact to see that this brother had that was so positive, and it was amongst all of these people that were represented different places around the world, and they looked like me, and it was so positive, and it was like you're walking through this crowd of people. I never seen so many black people in one gathering, and there wasn't a fight, there wasn't people smoking weed, drinking. I mean, it was just so positive. Everybody, you bump into somebody like, oh, pardon me, brother,
Yes.
pardon me, sister, pardon
Yeah.
me, king. I had never been called king so much in my life. And until I went to this event.
Yeah.
And I never forget this because I was looking for some answers, like
Mhm.
a lot of us were at that time. And I still, now I don't want to take anything from the minister because it was a very positive, beautiful event.
Mhm.
But I felt more like I had more questions after that
Yeah.
than answers. And it stuck in my head. And when I got back to St. Louis, another thing I want to point out is there was no crimes committed that whole weekend that went on. It was like
Yeah.
peaceful weekend in DC. All them brothers and sisters
Yeah.
out there, no crimes committed, right? So anyway, I got back to St. Louis. Pardon me. I got back to St. Louis, and I was still like just kind of tossing and turning at night, just trying to figure something out. And it just dawned on me one day, and I was like, you know what? I wanna do something positive. But I want to do some positive with the internet. And the crazy thing was I was I just didn't want to go about it in a religious way.
Gotcha.
And there
Yeah.
was so many different things going on. We had all these activists that sprouted up from the situation that Mike Brown happened. And I just felt like me personally, I didn't want that lane. I didn't want to be another one of those, and not knocking that. I didn't want to be another Farrakhan. I wanted to be something that resonated well with me. I looked around St. Louis from my first community that I grew up in, Walnut Park. I noticed that we didn't have not one black sit down restaurant that you could go to.
Mhm.
Like if you're a young new family and you walking around, you don't have transportation, you don't have this, but you just want to treat your family to a meal. We have not one black owned sit down restaurant in that community.
Wow.
I went to my other neighborhood and it was the same. And I was like, man, like maybe I should put an emphasis on highlighting the black businesses because you go into these places and you don't see the same representation of the neighborhood.
Mhm.
And that's what triggered. And I was like, how can I stand out doing this? And the name Black Wall. So the Black Wall Street period was something that always stuck in my head because I grew up my whole life, didn't find out about the Black Wall Street until I was in my 20s.
Me
And
too.
I had never knew about this
Yeah.
because they just this in school. So I remember that it always stuck out with me. And every time I could talk about it to somebody, I would tell them about it. So I was like, why don't I just borrow that name and just go around and just highlight black businesses? And it started out really with banks because I felt like economics was the key to actually to a lot of our problems out here. We just don't
Uh,
have the opportunities, we don't have the resources, the capital. So initially I wanted to just find all of the black banks in the country, and that led to me just going out and just highlighting black businesses in itself. But it initially started out with just finding banks. Like I noticed that, excuse me, we had a black bank here back in the day called Gateway.
mhm. Oh, yeah,
And
I remember that.
so, but now it's their St. Louis credit union is actually borrowing the name because they have a Gateway branch, but it's not black owned. See,
Mm,
people will tell you that, a credit union is a black owned bank, but that's not true because, black people aren't profiting from that.
exactly.
Credit union is not set up the way a bank is set up. So anyway, once we start digging, it took me to Chicago. It took me, which was like one of the closest cities, Memphis. They got black banks up there. I think Kansas City had one. So we were just going around to the banks, and I was like, man, you know what? Let's just do black businesses in general. So we just traveled the country, man, and we just, with us being in St. Louis, we're so centrally located.
Yes.
So another part of my background is like I got like some ties to the music industry out here, and I knew that the way St. Louis is, we overlook our own talent a lot.
Yeah. Until we leave and make it.
So in that, and I followed that same blueprint.
Mhm.
Leave, make your name somewhere else, and then come back. You have more relevance.
Facts.
So I took that approach. I went on like a 50 city tour. You know what I'm saying? Like I basically shot out anywhere 4 to 6 hours away from St. Louis. We was there every weekend. We was finding black businesses. And then as I came back, more St. Louis people was like, wow, and they give you more recognition because honestly, when we started out just in St. Louis, people was overlooking it. They like, man, we don't care about no black ministers. They all got attitudes, or they this, or they that, man. And it was like so unheard of. When I first started the Facebook group, I had the most pushback from local people in St. Louis that didn't want me to highlight black businesses because they had maybe one or two bad experiences. So they would come on the page just to bash a black business. Like I literally would post a black business, and then under in the comments it would be nothing but negative remarks. And so yeah, I started to just basically branch out everywhere, and then it got a little bit more respect as the more cities I hit.
Yeah.
And see now it's crazy because I get so many DMs and inboxes, and people like see me out. They don't even know my name. They just call me.
I
Black
know
Wall
you.
Street
I
Challenge.
know you. I see
I
you.
know, yeah, I know a black business you could go to. And so yeah, man, it's definitely a beautiful thing to see that mindset turn around and evolve to what it is today because it was hard at first, man. Like we've been doing this 8 years. So 8 years ago, and now is a totally different. I get received totally differently than I did back then. Like back then, they didn't even put no respect on my name. Now it's like, oh man, you got the black business. People ask me to invite me out to they business and their cousin business, and I love it because I think that's you know I was watching some guy a couple of days ago that was saying the total opposite. He was saying black people don't have spending power. Supporting black businesses does nothing, and I disagree with that because you know there's so many people that tell you something online but they're not giving you a solution.
Mm-hmm.
This to me is a solution because of this. I'm gonna tell you why. Because when we support black businesses in our local community, that creates more opportunity and jobs to create more black businesses.
That's right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That money stays in that area.
Mm-hmm.
That helps uh, the infrastructure. That helps not only the infrastructure, but that helps the schools.
In
When
fact.
you have better schools in a community,
Mm-hmm.
that helps the property value.
Mm-hmm.
All of these five key things that people say don't do nothing, they help tremendously because when you have all of those, more jobs, more opportunity, more money in the hood you live in,
Mm-hmm.
better infrastructure, better schools, better property value, you have a lower crime rate. That's
Yeah.
proven.
Yeah.
Not only when do you have a lower crime rate, you have a lower poverty rate. When you have those two key things, you really have a more of an intentional community. So I don't believe when people say that no, well, just supporting black businesses does nothing. I totally disagree with that because these are things that we can see right now
Fact.
that can change our face of our neighborhoods that we live in right now before any policy, before any politician, before any, get out and vote campaign. I've worked in that industry for as long as I've been doing this work. And if you look around right now, you don't see much change. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
And Stefan, like, look, to dispel that rumor even more, if we didn't have the spending power, then the Koreans, the Chinese, all these people would have businesses in the hood. That's the black people buy the chop sueys and the hair and the beauty supply. So if we didn't have spending power, all of these other foreign races would not be in the hood.
That is a big myth, man. And they come here to our area because they know that we gonna spend money.
Yeah,
It's one thing we're gonna do. We're gonna spend our money, and a lot of times we don't want nothing back from it.
yeah, facts.
And I challenge people that if you're gonna shop at a business that's not black owned, then you need to challenge them to do something in that community. Hire some more black people then.
I
You
love
know
that.
what I'm saying? I mean, if you're gonna shop here and it's not black owned, they need to be doing something for the schools. They need to be doing something for the after school program. As a matter of fact, anytime something happened in our community, we should be able to post up here and we should be able to solicit your customers because your customers are our people. So we should be able to sell our little cookies up here. We should be able to sell our little what would they do with the JFL teams? We should be able to come up here and solicit everybody coming in and out of this gas station or this corner store because these are our people that you profiting off of, and you sending this money back to wherever, whoever, who knows. Yeah, it should be some stipulations. I'm not, saying that you because a lot of times it's hard to just shop black. I'm gonna be the first to tell you. You might catch me in one of these major chains spots, but I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
But it's in some situations I gotta go there. And when I go there, I honestly feel like, yeah, they do owe us something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you owe us something because you profiting off my people. When
Facts.
99% of your customers look like me, and then 99% of that community around that place look like me, oh yeah, you should be giving back. We need to be shaking you down, taxing you. You need to be giving back some of that money, flat out.
Hey, real talk. Let me ask you this too, because I know about to be collaborating with the Argus on Black Business Profiles. Can you explain how important it is to you being a community organizer? Because I know that is a great thing, period.
You mean collaborating with artists?
Yeah, with the Argus. I know you collaborate with the Argus soon, doing Black Business Profiles, but I want to know how important it being a community organizer, period.
Oh man, I think it's very important to be a community organizer. I mean, to just the two words alone. I mean, community and organizing.
Mm-hmm.
Those two words got to go together, especially with us in our community. We do need organizers, and we need community.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to say these days, intentional community, because we've got community, we got organizers, but we need intentional community organizers.
Facts.
We organizing with intent to reach a goal. That's one thing I think as Black people that we lack in a lot of places is our intent. See, we'll get out here and do all this stuff after the fact. See, I don't like to say activists. I like to say proactivists. See, I like to do things before they happen.
Mm.
And that's where we got to connect this intent with what we doing. We got a lot of people that's doing something. We got to all realize that if you put a whole bunch of dots on a paper, that's a whole bunch of us doing things, but we got to now put a web. We got to line all of these dots up and create a web, a network, an
Right.
intentional community, an intentional network that we know, hey, you doing your thing over there, you got your community organized. Now, Bing, let's work together and let's do something with our communities together. That's another thing with us as Black people. We still got this. We're still suffering from the residual effects of the Willie Lynch letter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is with.
Hey, listen, man. Stefan dropping some jewels over here. I don't know. I think his phone paused. He will be back up in his bug. But listen, man, support your Black businesses. This is very important, man. I'm loving this dialogue that we
I
are.
don't know what happened right
Oh, he
there.
back. He back. He back. He back.
Man, the man. They
And look, they try to stop us. They try to. You dropping too much
man,
knowledge for 'em. You dropping too much knowledge.
look, when you start saying we need to link up, oh man,
They're
it's
like, hold on, pause.
right. But look though, that's another thing I was trying to get to was like we got all these people that's doing their thing, right? But we not working together because of these differences that is put in us, and we don't even understand it. Like for instance, we don't see, even break it down to congregations. You don't see the Muslims and the Christians doing events together. Why not? You know what I'm saying? You don't see people let's take it to another level. Republican blacks, Democratic blacks working together. Why not? Why not? Why do we feel like we got these differences that we can't see past to at least work together? What is the issue for real? Because we all have to understand that we Black first.
Facts. Before
It
anything.
don't matter who you pray to, it don't matter who you vote for. We're Black first. So we need to understand that we have to always think about that common thing first and have intention and intent behind our decisions. It's okay if that's what you representing that over there, but if it don't come back to where the main issue is it's going to benefit us, then what are we fighting for?
Hey, real talk. And one thing I respect about you, because I tell people this all the time, is like you say, you've been doing your thing for 8 years. People will think something gonna happen overnight, so they just jump in, and when it don't work, they were like, all right, go on to the next one. So I love that you've been, passionate and sticking to that. So on your journey with all these years that you've been putting in, what would you say has been your greatest challenge?
I think my greatest challenge is getting us to all understand that we don't always have to agree to work together. See, I had a big issue recently with a rapper online over something that simple. And it was basically I didn't realize this rapper was a major troll first and foremost. But the thing was he said his post was a meme that said, why are there so many foundational blacks, Hebrew Israelite blacks, Muslim blacks, Christian blacks that align with Trump? Right? I said, you know what, as Black people, we got to get past all of these party lines. We have to understand that we need a Black agenda that benefits Black people first. And as Black people, we got to work together, no matter who we voting for. He went left. I mean, went left. And I say his name, Talib Kweli.
Yeah, look, I know you was going to say that.
Talib Kweli. He is the major.
He's going at it with a verb.
Man, he just got kicked off. And you know what's crazy? That beef with a verb started because of me. It started because of me. Because what happened was, like I said, I commented, I just said, man, we got to learn to work together. He started calling me a Nazi, rapist, Trump supporter. And I'm like, dude, that's so far from the truth. I'm saying we have to look past who we vote for. You're dividing us. That's more division. We don't I don't care about who you vote for. If you got a Black-owned business, I'm coming into your business and I'm gonna shop there. And I'm gonna let people know to come shop here. I don't care if you pray to Yahweh, Jesus Christ, Allah. I don't care if you voted for Trump, Biden, Obama, you know what I'm saying? Any of them. I'm just saying, I don't care about that.
Yeah,
Or my goal is to support you because you're black first.
facts.
And that is the biggest challenge that we face as black people today is understanding that we do not have to all agree. And to make it maybe make more sense to us, check this out. Do you think that all white people agree on everything?
Not at all.
All Asian people agree on everything?
Not at all.
That's what I'm saying. See, we got to get past that mindset. You know
Facts.
what I'm saying? We have to. We have to understand that. All right, bro, that's cool. You did this. You did that. Because
Mhm.
one thing about us is we'll disagree with somebody and we'll be like, man, fuck them niggas over there.
Facts.
I hate to curtain bring this to the
Nah, yeah,
conversation,
real talk. Keep
but
it.
that's how we are. We'll be like, man, fuck them.
Keep it
They
real.
they they vote for Trump or they voted for Biden or they Christian. We Muslim. They man, we don't mess with them. What?
Real talk.
Like this your neighbor. It's
Yeah,
your neighbor. They
facts.
pay the same taxes to the same people you pay to. Your money, they go to the same non-black shops you go to. This
Facts.
money is leaving our hands in this $2-something trillion a year all together. You
Mhm.
see what I'm saying? So we have to understand and get past this division and
Facts.
understand just because we disagree on one or two topics, we still could work together.
Definitely.
This challenge.
Definitely. Hey, look, so let me ask you this to flip it. You know, what has been your greatest accomplishment doing this work?
Oh man. Whew. Greatest accomplishment I would say is I'd say my just the proudest thing that I've done that made myself so proud is being a regular guy from Walnut Park, St. Louis. Man, now one of the deemed probably one of the most dangerous neighborhoods to be in at night if you don't got no business over there. And to be mentioned in the likes of brothers like Dr. Boyce Watkins, Dr. Claude Anderson. I don't have no college education. I didn't finish college. Uh, I don't have a doctorate, but to be mentioned in the likes of good brothers that have been doing this work 60 years, 30 years, I mean, that to me is probably the thing that makes me the most proud. You know what I'm saying? Is to just be mentioned. I mean, to be acknowledged by the artists, to be, just one of the oldest black owned newspapers in the Lou, man, probably in the country. Shout
Facts.
out to y'all. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm
No,
glad that we finally got to collab because I have been doing my research on you guys for a while, and I just reached back out to Brother Beckford just to make sure it was still black owned. So every February I do this thing where I go for 28 days. This year we got an extra day, 29 days, where I just highlight a different black business every day. And I was like, this year I want to do something different. I've been doing the same businesses for a majority of the time. And I've noticed that other platforms, larger platforms, have been kind of mimicking what I do. And I don't mind that. But they not really giving me no type of credit
credit.
behind
Yeah,
it. You know what
credit.
I'm saying? Like you got all these people that's kind of running with the idea of, oh yeah, we're gonna highlight a different black business every day on our page. But they don't do nothing shit else for our community throughout the year. At least you could do is say, it's a brother out here that's been doing it damn near 10 years that don't get nothing from nobody. He do it all on his own, and he been doing it for the love, and he
Facts.
inspired us to do this.
Facts.
Or call me and collab with me so
Facts.
we can not bump heads and put the same businesses out. So
Facts.
this year, what I'm gonna do is I'm going strictly to my people all over St. Louis that I know don't get the shine because they don't get mentioned in all these bigger platforms that I won't even mention. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to them, to the mom and pop spots, to all the businesses that don't get that shine. We're gonna try to do something different and try to highlight a lot of those people this year, man.
So I love that, man. I love that about you, Stefan. So let me ask you this. Okay. What advice would you give to someone who wants to support black business? Because I heard this a lot of times where they'll try to support black business and then they be like, hey, how much you charge for this? And then they be like, inbox me, or or won't they want you to do things for free instead of that. You know what I'm saying? So what advice would you have to people who want to support black business but then had bad, I guess bad encounters with business?
Okay. I actually did a piece on this on the page. I'll say this. First off, give that black business as many chances as you give that man or woman in your life.
mm,
Give that black business as many chances as you give Walmart,
mm,
as you give Target, as you give Whole Foods. Because you go to these places and you get the same treatment, but you don't go on their page and you don't bash them. If you're
mhm.
gonna go bash somebody, bash these major chains. Because I didn't get went to Walmart. I hate Walmart. Sometimes I have to go though, but
Yeah.
I hate Walmart. I hate the whole shopping experience. I hate the way the employees make you feel. I hate, going to Sam's. I hate. Let's talk about Sam's first. I hate Sam's. I sometimes we have to go there, but I feel so insulted when I leave there.
Mm,
Every time, not only do they, you go there and you get your products, you don't really get the best service. A lot of
yeah,
times they don't have lines open, they don't take
yeah.
cash, they don't take this. But right before you leave, the other extra slap in the face is,
Let me check your receipt.
let me check your receipt. Man, I'm trying to go somewhere. If you want to check my receipt, first off, don't check my receipt after you just saw me pay for all this shit. That is so insulting to your customer.
Yeah, facts.
Yes, you want to check my receipt after I pay. If you want to cut down on stealing, you need to do this at the aisle.
There you go.
You checking my receipt right here, fool. You just printed it.
There you
But
go.
see, we don't get on Sam's page and say, "Oh, you insulting your customers every time they leave. You got to check their receipt. You treat them like, dirt." But we don't do that.
Mhm,
But we go to a black business that we gotta let's put this in perspective. Small black business, right?
mhm.
Because you a small business until you get 500 employees.
Facts.
So we go into these small black businesses where maybe somebody at the counter is having a bad day, you know. And another thing we got to keep in mind: this person at the counter don't even own this place.
Not at all.
That's just bad help. And when you look around, we got a lot of bad help out there because you can look at Walmart. It's the same. But we
Mhm.
don't take. So why do we feel like we got to go the extra mile to bash the black business, but we're not doing it at Sam's? We're not doing it at Walmart. We're not doing it at Target. You know what I'm saying? And I know you get into the same situations,
Yeah.
but this is my thing. I did some on my page. If you have a bad experience at a black business, first off, calm down, relax. Don't take it personal because
Mhm,
it's not personal. It's business, right? Relax. Find someone that can help diffuse the situation.
mhm,
Maybe this person you talking to ain't the person you need to be talking to. And
mhm.
if you can't find somebody, reach out to the business owner, the management. Take the proper channels first before you go online. Because as a business owner myself, I don't want to have a disgruntled customer.
Exactly.
Because because actually your customer is the best form of marketing for you.
Mhm,
So you don't want bad customers.
mhm,
And in some situations, the business owner, he want to right the situation.
mhm,
But you have to tone down. You have to not take it so personal. You not have to take your day out on them as well.
mhm.
Go higher. Don't let somebody bring you down to their level just
Right.
because your food code or they didn't give you your fries. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? You have to understand that. And I know people get angry, but but you have to understand that it's a business and mistakes gonna be made. They have a high, they go run through people all day.
Fact.
So there's gonna be mistakes in the midst of that. So don't take everything so personal, man. You know what I'm saying? Like take the proper channels to figure it out and get the situation rectified the right way.
Mhm,
Don't hold that against them. Don't
mhm.
say, "Oh man, they messed up my order. I'm never going back." Give them people another chance to get it right. Get
Mhm.
them 10 chances if you have to, because you would want that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We got to get away from this like it's a personal shot at us. It ain't, because I done been to Walmart so many times and I hate every experience. And I go as less and less as I can, but this time I still got to go.
Mm. Facts. And let
But
me ask you, let me ask you, what do you think about? I can't remember the guy name. The guy who came
I
here
know
was
who you talking about.
this to the black biz eating their food, and then just this to the black biz. What is
Let
your
me just say this.
Mhm,
My platform, I don't rate black businesses.
mhm.
I show you where black businesses are.
I like that.
If I shop at a black business, know that it's a reputable, legit black business.
Mhm,
if you have a negative experience there, that's different. But I don't agree with all of these platforms that go around just to bash the business.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if you don't think it's a good business, don't highlight them.
Yeah, you don't have to put.
Highlight some good. You know what I'm saying? We got enough suckers in the world promoting negative energy. But I ain't gonna lie, it seems to me in doing the work that I'm doing, it seems to me, but that's what a lot of us want to see anyway. Because if you go in the comments, man, these people is agreeing with this guy. You know, and some of us just miserable, and we
Yeah,
won't
definitely.
to do
Just
that.
follow the leaders.
Yeah, yeah, I don't do that though, man. I don't agree with him, but at the same time, if that's how this man feeding his family, you know, he gonna, you know, so be it. But I will say this: St. Louis ain't the town for that.
For sure.
You
Like,
know, it's different out here, man. So these people take, you know, their livelihood serious, man, and you hurting people businesses. So when if you got a following of 1 million people, they believe in what you say.
man, facts.
They not gonna go in that business. So you got to think of the effect that you know,
Facts.
it's counterproductive to what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to get people to shop black and you going around telling them not to shop black,
Yeah.
that's you know, that's hurting everybody for real. You know,
Yep.
but you know, that's selfishness. You know, I don't agree with it, but you know, hey, it is what it is. If somebody
Exactly.
one day, that's on him. He creating that lane. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. I got you. So, let me ask you: do you have anything coming up that you want to promote?
I do. This is gonna be our eighth annual. I like to call it the 28 days of showing love, but this year is gonna be the 29 days of showing love. It's our 29-day Black Business Challenge. You know, I like to we do this every February. Yeah, a lot of people refer to February as Black History Month. I like to refer to it as Blacks Making History Month. So for our annual Blacks Making History Month, we're gonna go around the town and we're gonna shop with a whole bunch of black businesses and just turn on the post notifications, come to the page, follow the page, and just check out some of the work we're doing. And go check out some of these black businesses, man. And don't be shy. Tell them, hey, how you found out about them. Tell them, you know, you it's a brother out here showing love to black businesses, and he put y'all on his page. So I want to pull up and check it out too. That food look good. You hear me?
Definitely, definitely. Hey man, salute to what you got going on, man. And you let the people know where they can find you at. How can they get in contact with you?
Black Wall Street Challenge. That's BLACKWALSTCHALLENGE. Black Wall Street Challenge. You don't have to spell out street, just put ST. You can Google that, and that is going to take you to all of our platforms. We got a YouTube channel, Black Wall Street Challenge, that shows our work over the past 8 years. We've been to over 50 cities, showing love to black businesses. I mean, with good brothers like Dr. Boyce Watkins, Dr. Claude Anderson, been on tour with them. Uh, we got a lot of videos with just all type of people and from all different walks of life, man. Just we got a Facebook group called the Black Wall Street Challenge, and that's basically a public group where people can come post black businesses. They can share anything they like. They can actually post their business. We don't take none of the posts down as long as it's pertaining to black business. You know, I keep the stuff up there. I'm not one of them people that police the page like that. As long as it's not something negative, then I keep it up there, man. It's up there forever. We got an IG page, Black Wall Street Challenge. I got a TikTok. I just got hip to the TikTok. Self Ruler shows love on TikTok, and it's just a whole bunch of our videos just showing love to different black businesses around the country, man.
Okay. So my last question that I love to ask all my guests: when it is all said and done, and you are long gone from this earth, what is it that you want the people to know about Stefan West?
Man, whew, that's a good one. I would want people to know that I'm a family man first, that I'm very passionate. I was very passionate about everything that I did, and don't make any of the same mistakes I made, and just man, I live my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing what I want to do. I did what I wanted to do, and man, I just really want people to understand that when you look back on these videos and these YouTube channels, that to just take what I did, mimic it, make it better, man. You know.
And there you have it, man. Look, man, make sure y'all tap in with this brother. He's doing a lot of great things. I love seeing our black people and our entrepreneur states doing things. And man, salute to you. And we look forward to collaborate with you on the
Oh
Argus.
yeah. Let me ask you a question though.
Ask away up in this video.
So I need this information myself. How long has the Argus been around, black-owned newspaper in St. Louis?
So last year it was 111 years. So this gonna make the 112th year.
112. Y'all heard that? A black-owned newspaper called the St. Louis Argus has been around for
112 years.
112 years black-owned. Who say black people don't read? Who say black people ain't doing good things, man?
We
So another thing, where could my followers purchase and support, and how can they support the Argus?
So we have the newsletter that goes around everywhere. But if y'all want to support, make sure y'all go to stlargusnews.com and share all these articles because it's supporting us. And I'm gonna be finished with your article probably today. So yours might be up tomorrow or the next day, you know. So make sure y'all go stlargusnews.com.
Y'all heard that? STLArgusNews.com.
Yes.
I'm gonna definitely share this link on the channel. And man, we wish you guys many, many more years of great success and great business, man. Appreciate
you. You have a good day. Look, we're gonna talk more, man. For real. I love what you're doing. All right, salute.
Peace. All right.